Rest assured he's hallucinated at best and is mentally ill. Only Ma'asumeen could see the angels coming down because they were coming to them. Imam Sadiq alayhi salam was asked, do you know which night is Laylatul Qadr? The Imam says, how come we don't know? كَيْفَ لَا نَعْرِفْ وَالْمَلَائِكَةُ يَطُوفُونَ بِنَا فِيهَا. They come and they rotate around us. We see the angels are coming to us. We don't know which night is Laylatul Qadr. Now compare this with the Sunni version of Islam. In Sahih al-Bukhari, when the Prophet was asked, which night is Laylatul Qadr? According to Al-Imam Al-Hafidh Al-Bukhari, the Prophet is quoted to have said, Inni nasituha, I forgot it. I used to know, but I forgot it. Would you forget your graduation ceremony? Would you forget your date of birth? A night that Quran is revealed to the Prophet says, I forgot it, man. I used to know it, but I forgot it. And that's why Sunni scholars, they have, to the counting of their eminent scholar Ibn Hajar, they have 46 different opinions that he has counted. 46 different opinions. And yet they cannot tell which night is the night of Qadr. Because according to their narration, the Prophet even didn't know. Astaghfirullah. Astaghfirullah Rabbi wa atubu ilayh. Whereas the Imams of Ahlul Bayt, they said precisely we know. So why is it that among them the night of 27th is famous? I tell you that this is only famous without any reference, proper reference. The only reference they have for this is in Sunan al-Bayhaqi, which is still not an authentic hadith according to their own standards, and it's not a prophetic tradition. The story is the following, that at the time of the second Khalifa, Umar ibn al-Khattab, one day he was sitting with the companions of the Prophet, and he is asking them about the night of Qadr. Anybody asked the Prophet which night was the night of Qadr? We wanted to observe it. And different opinions, and some were quiet. Ibn Abbas, who was young, according to this narration, was also sitting at the corner of the gathering. Omar says, Ya Ibn Abbas, how come that you are silent, quiet? Tell us something. Look at the analogy and compare it with what we have in the school of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. Ibn Abbas says that, Ya Khalifa, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned so many things rotating around number 7. 7 heavens, 7 earths, Tawaf 7 times, go to Ramy al-Jamar 7 times, Sa'i Safa Marweh 7 times. Now I think in the nights of Ramadan, you have to see towards the end of the month of Ramadan, which night has number 7 in it other than the night of 27th. So that must be wow, what a discovery, man. Super intelligent. Look at this guess, that even their scholars, they commented and said, what kind of analogy is this, my friend? Humbly, I want to say that if that is the reason, I start counting from the end of the month of Ramadan backward, come to the night of 23rd, again it's 7 nights. If the issue is number 7, there are so many ways to get around it. I can prove the night of 23rd that Ahlul Bayt have proven, and I don't need to say the night of 27th. So the night of 27th is a famous opinion among the Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah without any basis according to their standard, and therefore some of their scholars, they said no, we cannot be sure that's the night of 27th even. Which night is that? We don't know. We have to admit we don't know. Whereas when the Imams of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam were asked one question, and my time is already over. Thank you very much for your patience, because tomorrow night I was told I have less time to spare with you. I have not finished the story of Laylatul Qadr yet. In fact, the most interesting part of it is for tomorrow. But here one quick question is that, how come that in our riwayat they did not specify it which night is that? They have said either 19th, or most of the riwayat that we have, they say the night of 21st or 23rd. I tell you, I read a very good hadith, authentic hadith, to answer that question with salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Thank you very much for your patience in advance. Ali ibn Abi Hamza, the hadith is in the book of Al-Kafi. He says, I was with Imam Sadiq alayhi salam. Abu Basir brought this question up. Abu Basir was a very eminent narrator, scholar at the time of Imam Sadiq alayhi salam. He says, جُعِلْتُ فِدَاكَ اللَّيْلَةُ الَّتِي يُرْجَى فِيهَا مَا يُرْجَى. I'm making some inquiries about the night that we hope what we hope, meaning the night of Qadr. The Imam says, في 21 or 23. Look for it in the night of 21st or 23rd, yani like last night or tomorrow night. Abu Basir is a scholar. He tries to be smart. He says, فَإِن لَمْ أَقْوَ عَلَى كِلْتَيْهِمَا. What if I was not able to do both of them? I'm not strong enough, I'm sick. I need to come to the mosque only one night, please. Tell me which night. I know you know. I know you know. Tell me which night is that. The Imam says, مَا أَيْسَرَ لَيْلَةً فِي مَا تَطْلُبُ. Ya Abu Basir, what are you after in the night of Qadr? 2 nights in a year, is it too much? That still you want to be stingy and you want to precisely come only one night? How easy it is to come 2 nights over a year for what you are after. Imam doesn't tell him. Abu Basir tries to be smart from a different angle. He says, يا ابن رسول الله ربما رأينا الهلال عندنا وجاءنا من يخبرنا بخلاف ذلك من أرض أخرى. Sometimes it happened that the moon sighted on particular night here. In another part it was sighted another night. Now we don't know which night, see, because of the moon sighting. Now I don't know whether tonight is the night of 23rd, for example, or tomorrow night. What am I supposed to do? Again, tries to see if he can get the precise night. The Imam says, مَا أَيْسَرَ أَرْبَعَ لَيَالٍ فِي مَا تَطْلُبُ فِيهَا. Is it a big deal to have 4 nights? Suppose 4 nights in your life you want to stay awake to get what you want. Sometimes you spend hours and hours and make a trip to go to humans begging and come back empty-handed. 4 nights, what's the big deal? Still the Imam doesn't tell him. He turns around, this one I'll explain tomorrow night. He says, جُعِلْتُ فِدَاكَ لَيْلَةُ 23 Laylatul Juhani. Is it correct that they say the night of 23rd is the night of Juhani? I'll tell you the story tomorrow night, inshallah. That more likely it's the night, the Laylatul Qadr is the night of 23rd. The Imam says, so it is so said so. Still the Imam is not being deliberately the Imam stays ambiguous. He says, Ya ibn Rasulallah, Sulaiman ibn Khalid narrated from you that you said that it will be written on the night of 19th whether this year you go to Hajj or you don't go to Hajj. The Imam says that yes, in the night of, it doesn't specify which night. The Imam says yes, in the night of Qadr it will be written whether you go to Hajj or not, whether you die this year or not, whatever will happen to you, it will be written in the night of Qadr. Seek for it in the night of 21st or 23rd. No matter how much Abu Basir tries to over-smart, astaghfirullah, Imam Sadiq doesn't budge. Imam Sadiq doesn't disclose the secret to him. Main reason for that is because they wanted their companions to get used to staying awake at night. But in some other occasions they have hinted about the actual night of Qadr. Which night is that? That inshallah tomorrow I bring as many evidences I could collect to prove it to you. The actual night of Qadr is the night of 23rd. However, if somebody was unable to meet that night, there is no room for despair. If you have done it the night of 19th, the night of 21st, inshallah Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will look after you as well. Otherwise, will be the night of 23rd with the reasons that inshallah we'll speak about tomorrow night. I have one humble request. Those who can hear my voice are inshallah my messengers to deliver it to others as well. For tomorrow night, for the reasons that will be disclosed inshallah tomorrow night, you trust me for the time being with this announcement. Please tomorrow night make sure, pray to God, Ya Allah, make me live healthy long enough to come tomorrow night to the masjid, to this Imam Bargah. Bring your family members, bring children as young as they are or as old, elderly as they are, as long as possible. The night of Qadr, it was the night that 1 year in the life of Imam Sadiq alayhi salam, the Imam was so ill and bedridden that he could not possibly walk. The Imam asked his servants, carry my bed to the masjid. Which night was it? The night of 23rd, as I will tell you tomorrow inshallah. Imam Sadiq, who himself, his house is masjid, if not more valuable than masjid, as Quran in Surah Nur says, yet he made sure that even though he was ill, comes to the masjid. Especially when we want to do the amal of Quran on the head, I really need these children. I need the elderly people, inshallah, for the reasons that I will tell you tomorrow. Please, before Maghrib tomorrow, make sure that inshallah you do the ghusl with the intention of ghusl for Laylatul Qadr. Do the ghusl so close to Maghrib time that after that you can do your namaz Maghrib and Isha. If you need, and alhamdulillah tomorrow is Sunday, inshallah most of you don't need to go to work. Have some rest in the afternoon, later in the afternoon, so that your body has enough energy to stay hatta matla al-fajr. It's a mistake to start it early at night, but 1, 2, 3 in the morning, I cannot stay awake anymore, bang, fall asleep and miss even my morning prayer. You miss my Laylatul Qadr, my friend. Inshallah, make sure that you somehow make an arrangement for yourself that tomorrow night, inshallah, you can stay awake until morning prayer, inshallah, and the rest of it will continue tomorrow night, bi'idhnillah. Tonight, as I said it in the beginning, is the night of the burial of Amirul Mu'mineen. Why the night? Why not daytime? Why during the day today they didn't bury the Imam? Because Amirul Mu'mineen had so many enemies among the Khawarij, Allahu Akbar. In as much as his wife was buried secretly at home, he himself, even though he was Amirul Mu'mineen, Khalifat Rasulullah, he had written in his final will, bury me at night, at the darkness of the night, secretly. Imam Hassan, Imam Hussein, some of the very close family members only attended the funeral of Imam Ali. And he had written where to bury me even. He said that after I die and you finish my ghusl, kafan and everything, put me on a coffin, and you don't need to worry about holding the front side of it. Angels will hold the front side. You just carry the back of my coffin, and it will tell you where to take it. And the coffin of the Imam was taken out of Kufa, at the outskirts of Kufa, in a barren land that today the city of Najaf is located. Back then, that city of Najaf didn't exist. Kufa was the city. The Imam had written in his will, carry my coffin until you see a white piece of rock. Dig there and bury me there. Dig enough that you see a piece of wood written on it something. That's the sign that I need to be buried there. Guess where was that place? That was the grave of Prophet Nuh. Today when we are paying the visitation and saying ziyarat to Imam Ali alayhi salam, part of the ziyarat we say Assalamu alayka wa ala waji'ayka Adam wa Nuh. Prophet Adam was buried nearby and Prophet Nuh was buried there. So Imam Ali alayhi salam is also buried where Prophet Nuh had been buried millenniums back. Still I want to humbly say, Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, your funeral was really very heartbreaking. Secretly, at night, only your close family. But la yawmka yawmika ya Aba Abdullah. Ya Ali, your son Hussein, who is carrying your coffin, his holy body was left on the plain of Karbala for 3 days and nights. And when Bani Asad tribe, they came to bury the body of Imam Hussein and the martyrs of Karbala, they could not identify the body of Imam Hussein. Had it not been that Imam Zainul Abidin miraculously had come to Karbala, because how could they possibly identify the body of Hussein? A body that is headless, a body that is crushed by the hooves of the horses, the body that is soaked in his blood. Imam Hussein alayhi salam, Imam Zainul Abidin smelled the body of the father, and therefore he said, here is my father.
In this Maghdal, here is my father. Buried Imam Hussein alayhi salam and wrote on the grave, هذا قبر الحسين ابن علي ابن أبي طالب الذي قتلوه عطشانا غريبا لا لعنة الله على القوم الظالمين وسيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون. صلوات.